Welcome to the Road to Adoption and Foster Care. I'm Minette Marcial. If you have an interest in adoption, you're not alone. Studies have shown more than 80 million American adults have considered creating or extending their family through adoption. In America today, more than 500,000 children are in foster care, and more than 100,000 of those children are waiting right now for adoptive families. Who are these children? They're kids of all ages, toddlers to teens. They may have been removed from their family because of abuse, neglect, or abandonment, but they have one thing in common: the need for a safe and loving family. You may be someone who is considered adopting or becoming a foster parent. It's an important decision, and you probably have many questions. Here's what some people are saying.
Yes, I have thought of it some. In my situation, it probably wouldn't be the best interest because I am a single person. I don't have any children or husband. So in my current situation now, it probably wouldn't be the best thing, but I've always thought it's pretty neat. It would be better if they could get two parents, probably.
If I was young and needed a baby, yes, I certainly would.
It's crossed my mind once or twice.
Yeah, we have. We have two kids, and we've thought very much about it. In fact, we've been thinking about adoption, not foster care, but adoption for probably 4 or 5 years now.
I would go to either China or Romania.
There's a lot of red tape involved. I know sometimes couples have trouble adopting here in the U.S. That's why they go a lot overseas, because it's easier to get a child there.
Well, yeah, I know that the process itself is kind of long and tedious, could be a bit expensive.
I've heard it's very expensive to adopt a child here, and a lot of parents get turned down.
I heard it's like $10,000.
I've heard it can be expensive, yes. $10,000, $20,000 maybe.
When the kids, they start growing up, they want to know about their parents.
What was the family history of the parents or the child before they were adopted, and is the child going to have some issues because of that?
I don't have a lot of knowledge about special needs children. I imagine those are kids that maybe, I hate to use the word, but kind of mentally unstable, or maybe retardation or something of that nature.
Many of these children have come from an environment of violence, and you don't want that in your home.
And I think a lot of parents or people that want to be parents have a fear of adopting children that are older, that are not infants.
And teenagers have so many issues to start with. I think for most people, managing your own is hard enough. Thinking of having someone else's is, huge.
Foster care is something that we might consider doing at some point. Probably not now.
We've talked about it on a number of occasions. We've just never done anything to follow through.
Unfortunately, I don't know very much about foster care, so I don't.
Well, I think for me, and I have thought about doing foster care before, and I've talked to Robert about it before, but it's the emotional attachment and the background that comes with the child, and you tend to get attached, and you never know with the system. It seems like many of them do go back into that situation, and it's something that we would feel helpless. So I think that would be something that I would definitely have a struggle with.
My husband, when I asked him about foster parenting, he said that's the one reason he did not think he could do it, is because it would break his heart to bond with a child and know that they could possibly be going back into a situation that may not be healthy for the child.
The majority of your foster kids would tend to be kids that have possibly gotten into trouble.
The people that are taking these kids into their home, they don't know what to expect. They don't know what kind of damage mentally, psychologically these kids are going through, and they're bringing that into their home. So I've heard some horror stories about what these kids have done to the families.
Tendency to act out, that sort of thing, just be your typical bad child. It would be really hard in front of your friends. A lot of people wouldn't understand them acting out or anything like that.
But at the same token, I've heard horror stories from the kids as to the way they were treated by these people who, again, as I said earlier, just wanted money and really didn't care about their well-being at all.
As you can see, you're not alone. Some of these same questions or concerns may have crossed your mind. or the thought of going through the adoption process may just seem overwhelming. To help prepare you for your journey, we'd like to give you a personal look into the lives of families who have walked the road of adoption and foster care. You will hear stories from adoptive and foster parents, their doubts and fears, and their joys and successes. You will also hear from children, those adopted, and what that has meant for them, as well as those still waiting in foster care, who look to the future with uncertainty. So we invite you to go on a journey that will give you a better understanding of what it's like to be an adoptive or foster parent. We think you will enjoy exploring all of the stories. And later, we'll explain how you can get involved and take the next steps on the road to adoption and foster care.